My dear brothers and sisters, how grateful I am for the marvelous messages of this conference, and for my privilege to speak with you now. For the more than 36 years I've been an apostle, the doctrine of the gathering of Israel has captured my attention. Everything about it has intrigued me, including the ministries and names of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, their lives and their wives, the covenant God made with them and extended through their lineage, the dispersion of the 12 tribes, and the numerous prophecies about the gathering in our day. I have studied the gathering, prayed about it, feasted upon every related scripture, and asked the Lord to increase my understanding. So imagine my delight when I was led recently to a new insight. With the help of 2 Hebrew scholars, I learned that one of the Hebraic meanings of the word Israel is "let God prevail."
Travis Wingoodsoul. This will be the final video of the day. I have a late afternoon crash. So, the gathering, the separating for the burning of the day that shall burn as an oven. We see in section 88, Doctrine and Covenants, of a final battle. You have who is like Emmanuel, the 7th angel, even the archangel, shall gather together his armies, even the hosts of heaven. And the devil shall gather together his armies, even the hosts of hell, of the blackest of hates. For he, the evil sayer, awaits you. Now, many, many lifetimes later, they're destroyed, beaten down, only the corpses, and shall come to battle against Michael and his armies. And there's more to that, if I were to get into it, Michael being David. Book of Life, which is discussed in section 85 that I referred to earlier in a video today. And so, the Book of Remembrance. All they who are not found written in the Book of Remembrance shall find none inheritance in that day, but shall be cut asunder, and their portion shall be appointed them among unbelievers, where there is wailing and sarcasm. So, yeah, in verse 11, the unbelievers get cut off from the church of the Lamb. They don't get to go to Zion with Emmanuel. They don't get an inheritance. And yeah, the 2 churches probably should church, Lamb, devil. 6. It's in Nephi's second vision, which, yeah, I should add that to a long list that I didn't get to today. Nephi's second vision compared with Joseph Smith's second vision. Okay. We got 22 days. I just hope the revelation stops, and it doesn't seem to be. Mormons are wicked. I'm running away. I'm going to be stuck in the belly of the whale with 3 days of darkness. There are 2 churches only. Church of the devil. Shout, shout, shout at the devil. And the Church of the Lamb. The Lamb comes from Revelation 19, which is 8 April 2024. The 3rd day of darkness. And so he's in the Ram-Lamb constellation in outer space. Jupiter. The solar eclipse is on the back of the white horse. Told you, Revelation 19. And so the interesting thing about this second vision is that the church of the devil, the great and abominable church of Jesus Christ, is all over the world, and they're gathering to their church. But the Church of the Lamb is within it, and it's those Mormons who are technically disobedient to the Church of the Devil, who actually study their scriptures and are actually inspired by truth and fulfill the works of the Spirit rather than letting their spiritual witness die. Faith without fruit is dead. Seed without works is dead. Notice how I mixed them up. And so, yeah, Joseph Smith is specifically talking about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints with the Church of the Lamb, those who are looking for and hearkening to the Jewish Christ of Joseph Smith, the Mormon from section 103, verse 16. And so, as Nelson told us, he's all about gathering Mormons. And the problem is that he's doing it to destroy you, as the scriptures prophesy of. Goats, sheep, separate. 1. Matthew 25. So, yeah, in the latter days. And after the parable of the talents, which is what Nelson used to justify hoarding money rather than helping out the Mormons for Zion, using our tithing money as protection from the day that shall burn as an oven. Instead, he's using it to burn us. That's worse than an insurance company. It's like you pay for car insurance, and your insurance company then pays people to cause traffic accidents for you so that they can disqualify you, if not murder you. That's awful. And that's what Nelson is doing. That's what the church is doing to you. God. Buy our life insurance. We'll be sure to kill you. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory. A man like Moses. Not Jesus. And all the holy saints with him, Malachi's. Then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. This is Zion. And before him all nations shall be gathered, and he shall separate them one from another. And that's already been going on, if you hadn't noticed. If you're not hearkening to me, you're not listening, you're separating yourself out. You are doing it. You are choosing not to go to Zion. And you think you're going to Zion, that the church will take you to Zion, and that you've paid your tithing and they won't burn you with it. This is the whole trap. It's fulfilling prophecy. But as I've told you, there will be no unclean thing entering into Zion. And so if you don't believe and you're purposely there to sabotage Zion, to destroy it, get the hell out. Stay back in Utah and be destroyed. But yeah, I also added Mulek Exodus and Lemhi Exodus to the long list for the next 22 days. And so, yeah, the sheep, they get to go to Zion with the lamb. That's the whole point of that. That's the symbolism. Is that with the sign in the heavens, those who go are the ones who hearken and don't fall into the trap of going to Missouri if they survive the destruction of abomination here in the valley. And they get trapped in Missouri because they thought that that's where we go now. The prophets have fled, like Joseph Smith prophesied, and abandoned us, and took all the money with them, but still own the land, so that when everything's destroyed, they come back and say, hey, we own the land, we're now your king. Bow to us. Bow to the king of ill-putrescence. And so, yeah, let's get to the wheat and the tares. And all right, so 13 is the first one to talk about it. And then Joseph Smith talks about it in 86. And then there's 101, the parable. Right after the parable that Joseph Smith gives. That I told you that the prophets are going to flee. He talks about it there too. Well, and so yeah, the tares are described as fascists. Nazis. They're bound in bundles, and their bands are made tight, and they're burned. So, yep, that's what it's all about. Nelson is purposely gathering you to his fascist church with the promise of protection from the day that shall burn as an oven, and instead he's using your money to burn you. He's paid the enemy already. It's going to happen. You know, Nelson, if he's going to try to stop it, they're already been paid. They're wanting to do it. They're drooling. And so, yeah. And I've been doing the videos over the years of who they've been paying. So don't be surprised when I go, I told you so. And I don't want it to happen. I've got lots of things I want to do. I'm finally almost free from the church. This is the freest I've been in Utah. And so, yeah, there's a whole long list of movies I need to buy on DVD so I can convert them to digital. There's movies coming out still for this vinyl time because Hollywood shut down eternally. And still plenty of women on YouTube doing fashion try-ons. So since women don't like me, they do. But yeah, this is section 86. This is also burned. Therefore, let the wheat and the tares grow together. The good Mormons and the bad Mormons grow together. The Church of the Lamb with the Church of the Devil, grow them together. Just like Joseph Smith, he was sabotaged by by the Church of the Devil. It was the secret combination in his church that overthrew it and murdered Joseph, and then separated, and Joseph's church got burned. And so now it's reversed in the latter days. And field remaineth to be burned. And then he goes on to say, therefore, thus saith the Lord unto you, with whom the priesthood hath continued. And the wheat into Zion, referred to as a barn, or, into storage, storehouse. That's compared to tithing. That's what tithing's supposed to be for. And yet the church has screwed that all up. But yeah, they're referring to Malachi, where the day that shall burn as an oven comes from. And will a man rob God? Tithing. And so yeah, that's what Joseph Smith is doing there in 86, comparing the two together. And so Matthew 13. Yeah, he talks about the time of harvest. And this is harvest time. September 22nd, September 9/11. It's all harvest. Gather ye together first the tares, and bind them into bundles to burn them. But gather the wheat into the barn. And so, yeah, the wheat aren't bound in bundles. They're just all swept into the barn, as they're saying here. But the tares are separated out and bound so that they can be burned. And then the rest is the wheat. They go to Zion. And not Missouri. It's a trap. That will be the second burning of the second harvest. So, yeah, cool stuff. Foolish virgins I have in my notes also. And so we're already in Matthew, so let's go to 25. And so Zion, in the millennium, likened unto 10 virgins. And those Mormons who studied the scriptures didn't rely on faith without works with the spiritual witness, and learned of the learning of the Jews and who their Christ is, and hearkened to him, and thus waited for the time to leave in 2020 for the Exodus. Oops, every Mormon's a foolish virgin. Yay. Except for the ones who are hired in to work in the field in the final hour. That parable, if you're brand new, you are the only ones who get an exemption clause. And so, yeah, it's talking about a marriage. The wedding supper feast of the Lamb in Zion. That's section 58 as well as Revelation 19. And so the foolish virgins, yeah, they're the tares. You know, they relied on a spiritual witness. They believe in Jesus. They're hearkening to the great and abominable prophets. Thus, they think that everything's going to be fine and that they'll just be led into Zion when it's time. Nope. Because you get lost. You didn't stick to the iron rod to get to the tree of life. You veered off, got to the great and spacious building. So, yep. Everything is about the latter days, guys, in case you hadn't caught on. So there we are. We are done for the day. And I think I have more videos now than when I started.